Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I have Maria, co-creator of Spells from Hell. So yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about how we created the webtoon and just the story behind it all, and everything from ideation to pitching to concept art. We're going to go through a trip down memory lane and reminisce a little bit, and I'm running out of battery. My background is Spells from Hell, everybody. This is how much I love this series.
It's like when a parent has their baby as their background.
So we could start talking about how the idea started.
How the idea started. I think we were allowed to do like literally anything, and so we spent a day just spitballing.
That was crazy because Webtoon was like, hey, come up with an idea, like come up with a story.
Yeah.
And we're like right now?
I was a thumbnail intern or a storyboard intern, and they'd sort of set it up so that there would be one thumbnail intern and one writer intern that were like matched together. So our other two coworkers, Rachel and Alia, were already matched, and then I showed up and Sarah was on vacation. So there was no writer for me to work with for a couple weeks.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Sarah was having a great time in like Europe or something.
I was in Europe.
So it was literally that like picture of SpongeBob watching, I was like watching Rachel and Alia like have fun making their series Madam Outlaw.
Madam Outlaw, oh my gosh.
And I had to just read books for 3 weeks waiting for Sarah.
Yeah, we sat down and then we had to think about what kind of story we wanted to write. And I was like, well, you know, I had this OC. I think she's kind of cute. Her name is Scarlett. And I mean, we don't have any ideas right now. So like, I guess we could work off of that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know you very well then. So I was like, this girl wants to make a series about her boyfriend. And now
No, I was literally so red and embarrassed when I was saying that. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. And I was like, it's about me and my boyfriend.
She is very cute, and she looked very different before.
Yeah, the design was completely different, and like she wasn't like a fox spirit, so we changed a lot of things. Yeah, so that's where it started, and then you were like, okay, but like mythology, let's like put in some like elements in there. I don't know the word.
I think I was like, oh, we're both Chinese.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, and I think we looked at a lot of different
we did a lot of research.
Tales and things we could sort of put through it. I remember we were looking at like
snake spirits.
Yeah.
And like skeleton spirits.
It was basically us in a room just on Wikipedia. At what point did James become James? Because he was a little bit different before. Like we had to come up with a new name for him.
Oh yeah, because the name is
Cut.
Yeah. So the story ideation. How did we come up with the story?
Just a lot of whiteboarding and like...
Yeah, and like, what is it? Hero's journey?
The hero's journey. We basically wrote the hero's journey out and like filled in the different parts of it. But I think what we were thinking about a lot was both of them are pretty flawed characters. They're a mess. They're both really messy, and we were like, how can we sort of have them come through a whole like journey where they're better people at the end.
Let's see some character growth in these.
Yes, exactly.
Because they start out a little bit.
Yeah, we made sort of the decision to make a urban fantasy series, so that means we had to do world building, which can be as complicated as you make it.
And it was just so hard because like we were like, it's gonna be in real life, but there's also going to have like fantasy elements.
I think now I'm thinking about it, the big breakthrough we had was the yin yang.
Yeah.
When we were like, oh, we're gonna have this big dichotomy between them two and between the two worlds.
Yeah.
The yin yang. And we like wrote out all the qualities of a yin and the
qualities
of a yang.
Yeah, we did.
It's in the doc. There's like a giant yin yang.
It helped to kind of break down like what we wanted to.
Like you said, there was too many things.
Too many things.
But then when you categorize it into two categories, I love categories.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo, you guys.
We did some categorizing.
Yeah. We could wrap up the story part being like, what was our final decision? What was going to be our arc? Yeah, it was going to be that Scarlett was going to. She was going to become the Hokage. She was going to become the Nighttime Fox. Yeah, she was going to realize that she's good enough. She doesn't have to change herself. And be, you know, someone else. That was her sort of arc, to be more confident.
She's gone a long way. I think they've both gone a long way.
Yeah, and then James was that he was going to confront his past, he was going to stop hiding, he was going to be more true to himself.
Have,
so they
have less of a stick up his ass.
I'm remembering now, they had the same arc, but just different sides.
Yeah.
Yin yang.
Yeah, they're yin and yang. Well,
They're both trying to be true to themselves. That's what we landed on. Okay.
Yeah, that's the story.
Yes.
You should be true to yourself.
True to your heart.
I guess now we could just talk a little bit about like the concept and then like.
So
should we talk about the title first?
the title, sure. I mean, I think we actually, the title was later on, but we can talk about it first. But I remember chronologically, it wasn't until like the pitch that we were like, what do we call it?
Yeah, I mean, I suck at names. A lot of times, like even for James Chow, I was just like, he looks like a James.
That's good. That's reasonable though. But you do have, so you wrote both Table for Two and Spells from Hell, and there's a character named Max in both of them.
Because I just kind of look at the person and I'm like, he kind of looks like a Max.
Yeah. And then the name is named. I don't remember who came, maybe it was Alia who came up with the exercise where you write all the related words to the series and then you pick from
that
those.
part was just so funny because I remember just being in the office, like, and we had a bunch of words here.
Yeah.
That kind of like were like themed. And then I was just like, Jade Spirit. Jade Scarlet. Jade Magic.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound that good. And then I was like, Balance Divine. Then I remember Quinn really liked For Fox's Sake.
Yes.
Quinn was like, you need to make it.
And Raising Hell too. Raising Hell became its own other story.
Yeah, Raising Hell became like, there was like a spin-off.
Yeah.
Raising Hell. Hell is a 4-letter word, and that is the one we settled on for a while.
Yeah, well I think we originally called it Spells from Hell, and then we were like, there's no spells.
Yeah.
And then we were like, maybe we shouldn't call it Spells from Hell.
Yeah.
And then we changed it to Hell as a 4-letter word for a really long time. But then we just kept calling it Spells from Hell. It just is catchy. Yeah.
It is catchy. We were calling it Hell as a 4-letter word for a really long time, and then Quinn came in one day and was like, I think Spells from Hell is better.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yeah, you're right. And then we just kind of like changed everything. So that's how I came up with the title, and then I guess we could talk about the characters.
Yeah. My background is in game and entertainment design in art school, so I really like doing concept art and stuff. So even though I was a storyboard artist, I was like, I'm going to design all the characters and do stuff. I don't think they even asked us to do that. I just wanted to at the time.
They didn't ask us to do anything.
I know, it's true.
They were just like, make a webtoon. And then we're just like, well, I guess, you know, there's like the plotting and then the concept art and then there's
That's
like
true. I looked at the ones that you'd already made for Scarlet and beep. We went through, I'll send you the files, but we went through a couple iterations of like James's hair specifically and Scarlett's hair. I remember you and I were really discussing, I really wanted Scarlett's hair up and you really wanted it down.
Oh yeah, and we're like, let's compromise and just, sometimes she has it down.
Yeah, I was like, we were like, she starts out with it up because she's like kind of, you know, it makes her look more traditional too.
Yeah,
it makes her look a little bit more,
yeah,
unsure, and then she seems free when
and
she
then
gets to the earth.
Takes her out, she's like,
and then James has this blushy moment when she takes her hair down.
Exactly. Like Scarlet, I mean, she had like horns for a while because she was this.
I really wanted her to look like a demon.
Yeah.
Like I just really wanted
like
a cool demon girl, but it didn't really fit with the tone we were going for. I designed these horns that like looked like fox ears.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about them. But
yeah.
I think this was a better direction.
Yeah, we had to go one or the other, and we decided on fox.
Scarlet was so fun because I could like do like traditional clothes, and then James was just like a guy.
Yeah.
So it was like
shirt and pants.
Exactly. It was like, what kind of chinos is he gonna wear?
You really like Willow.
I love Willow. Yeah.
The character, and this is like one of those things where like whenever I come up with like characters, I'm kind of like, I just kind of go with a gut feeling, and I'm like, I think she has blonde hair. Like, I just see it.
This is always, it's good and also bad because you decide things, but then I'm also like, why? And you're like,
I don't know.
Because that's what she looks like. And I'm like,
yeah, that was cool because in the end, the Yellow Dragon Clan had that yellow colored theme, and then we really built on top of that, and like just everything was just very flowy, very elegant, and then you added the ginkgo tree in the middle of the clan for the thumbs, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
This is Willow, this is the Yellow Dragon Clan, like I see it now, like this is great.
Yeah, how did you choose it to be Yellow Dragon Clan?
So I did some research, and there is actually, let's see if I can find them. There's 5 directions: east, south, west, north, central. 5 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter, midsummer. 5 colors: green, red, white, black, yellow. And then like the 4 auspicious beasts that kind of like match each one, which is the azure dragon, vermilion bird, white tiger, black tortoise, yellow dragon or the Chilean.
One of them was supposed to be a Chilean and we didn't make it a Chilean.
The yellow dragon clan was supposed to be a Chilean. Yeah. But anyways, that's where all like the clans came up, and then you know that from there I could really decide like, okay, the clans have different personalities. James is from this clan. This clan is like people didn't like this clan, stuff like that. So we had some more lore to go off of that. So
remember we talked a lot about what hell would look like too, because we didn't want it to look like the Western version of hell.
Yeah,
we wanted it to look
more
like
Eastern,
dark and like lonely, and not it wasn't a place where there was like fire and but it ended up being red, which was fun.
Yeah, it was all red, just like Scarlet.
And the red and blue. Oh, that was one of the like kind of design things. I was like, we want to show them in their kind of status quo world, right? So it's like they're originally
red and blue.
Red and blue. Hashtag plants. Hashtag plants.
The first drawing that we did where they're upside down.
Yeah.
And then Scarlet was in hell, James was on Earth, and then like his background was blue and her background was red. So that's kind of like where you can kind of see the dichotomy.
And on a switch. Like where they're yin yang.
Okay, well, spoilers. Yeah. And then next is the very nerve-wracking pitch.
Yeah, you can just show our pitch document. Could
yeah,
you show that? Yeah, we made it look like inky black. It's so our office is near the LeBrand tar pits in LA. It's across the street from the tar pits, and when you look out the window, you can like see tar bubbling up on like the sidewalk, and like the construction crew is like trying to keep the tar from flooding into the street.
We have photos of us just looking out the window, just like staring at the tar just bubbling up.
And Sarah literally like putting her like playing with the tar.
Oh
her hands in the tar. I don't know, maybe it just like got to us and we were like, the portal is like gonna like hell is gonna be like this black inky tar filled thing, and the portal in their room is gonna look like that.
That was kind of the vibe. The beginning vibe of Spells from Hell is just like black inky tar.
She used it for something else. It's kind of cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the pitch, how did that go, do you think?
I was really nervous because I mean it was my first art job too, and I think we made it so we had the premise, and then I looked at it recently actually to show our new interns. Oh my god, it comes full circle. Yeah, and then we were pitching to Paul, who is a senior editor at WEBTOON, and I think Quinn was there too, but she was kind of just like moral support.
She was just like hanging out in the back. It was Paul and David.
David was the head of content at the time, and now he's the VP of content. So he's very, very nice, but at the time was very intimidating because we hadn't talked to him a lot.
He's hard to read.
Yes, he's hard to read.
He like doesn't really show whether he likes something or doesn't like something.
Then I have done concept art of James, Max, Scarlet, Willow, and he used to be called Damien. Yeah, his Jasper now. But he used to have like skeleton face.
Oh my god, that was actually so cool.
Yeah.
And then we had to change it because I decided Jasper has to be a part of the snakes spirit.
He looks cool still. No,
he still looks
cool in a different way.
Maybe in another series.
Yeah, we could be a different character.
Yeah, this is the hell is a 4-letter word. But anyways,
and I'd drawn them. It was just line art, but I color coded each of them. So James was blue, Scarlet was red. I think Damien Jasper was purple or something.
You Voltroned it.
Yeah, basically. I love color code. I mean, Bloodline, last Bloodline, they all got colors. I can't remember anymore. It was so long ago.
It was like
3 years ago. I think 2019 is when we started. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You were a baby then, too.
I had my 21st birthday that year.
Okay.
So I turned 21.
God,
I thought
was working with a child.
Yeah, no.
How old was I? It was 3 years ago. How old am I? I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
I'm 22. I was also a baby.
Yeah, we're both babies.
Minky was Minky.
Minky was the office dog.
Yeah, that's when I first met Minky in our internship.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And now we're a big happy family.
We sure are. One of the vivid memories I have is that we'd said that we wanted to like kind of break tropes a little bit because it is kind of a tropey concept. This girl from another world comes and like doesn't know anything and is like, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted it to go against that. We wanted her to be equally as strong as he was. But I think that Paul had like things to say about that.
Different ideas.
Yeah.
Paul was like, we gotta appeal to one.
Paul's like, you should lean into the
demographic.
Tropes. Yeah.
Like, tropes are important.
Yes.
But I think for Spells, we were very adamant on keeping it very true to like the message, I guess. Now it has become a strength. The fact that it is pretty gender neutral and like it doesn't really like pander too much to either gender. Moving on to how we looked for the artists and like how we assembled the team, which I think is one of the questions that Noah sent in.
Noah!
Hi, Noah.
Yeah.
So how did we find the amazing team of artists?
Oh my god, they're so good.
They're so good.
like, I feel like we talked a lot about how much work we put into it, but they really brought it to life.
They brought it to the next level.
Yeah, it was
definitely.
like a little half-baked baby, and then
it became
a full-baked cake.
It was baked af.
Yes.
We found Silka on Canvas, and because Silka had, first of
Quinn
all,
found.
Quinn
Yeah.
found Silka on Canvas. I mean, first of all, art style amazing. Like,
it was Insignia, right?
Yeah.
Was the series that she was working on.
and
And it had
this
a similar
series
premise.
Had a similar premise,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my gosh, like, she also likes demon girls, and
It was a bespectacled
and
grumpy boy and a
boys.
demon girl,
Yeah,
but her
so-
demon girl I think was way cooler than Scarlet.
Yeah.
We made like a PowerPoint of all the artists that we thought fit, and we had sort of a style in mind, kind of more this, like we leaned more Eastern than
more
Western.
Eastern, but like not like completely Eastern.
It wasn't complete manga style,
Yeah,
but it was
completely
somewhere
manga
between.
style, yeah.
Like-
So that's how we found Silka, and then concerning the other artists,
Was Valerie thumbing at that point?
yeah, Valerie was not at that point. Oh, you did the first couple of episodes.
Yeah. I thumbed the first couple episodes.
Yeah,
and we had a prologue that I think we pitched with. and then I thumbed.
You did the first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, but eventually when we came on, like Valerie was, because Valerie was doing so many thumbs for so many series. And then Lenny was actually just through like a traditional like job application. Like we opened up job
I didn't know that,
applications and like for artists, and then people put in their portfolios. Might I say, like, dude, those portfolios were amazing. And then Lenny's was like amazing above the mix. So like, can you imagine? It was just like a lot of really talented portfolios, and then like Lenny was there, and I was like, holy shit.
I remember when Lenny's sample came in and she'd drawn the really horrible, it was like, I call it horrible because I felt bad for the art, because I thumbed it so that it was like this cityscape that as you went down the panel, it was like
a fisheye.
Yeah, it was like a fisheye angle where it would like expand toward the bottom, and Lenny nailed it. Yeah. We wanted to find Asian artists too, because, you know, that it's a lot of the top, like, we wanted their input too, so it's like if there were designs that Lenny would pitch stuff, would be like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so.
and Valerie helps us out sometimes with like the Chinese characters and stuff like that, so.
I was Chinese American.
I was Chinese.
I remember showing the series to my mom, and she was like, it feels like Chinese people made this, and I was like,
we are Chinese.
Part of when we were thinking of the concept, it was that we wanted a Chinese American story that like felt like there were these characters that were between two worlds.
Exactly.
Because we lived it.
Yeah. I think the theme of everything is just between two worlds.
Exactly.
James is between, you know, magic and school, and like there's hell and earth, and then Scarlet is in between wanting to be a fox spirit but also wanting to be herself. So all of it is just being in the in-between and standing up for yourself and making the decision to be the person you want to be.
Yeah.
Spells from Hell.
Spells from Hell.
We could just talk about how we started making it, like the production pipeline, I guess.
Yeah. I just think I thumbed on it longer than I ever, like, we
that
were
was the longest
well
thing
into the...
thumbed.
Well into the Yellow Dragon Clan by the time I left.
Yeah, because also like as you were thumbing, you were doing concept art.
Right, and we were developing the story.
Which was super useful.
Editing episodes.
Yeah. It was super useful, and you would like read the episodes, and we kind of talk about what Scarlett wanted, what like James wanted, and also like you helped out with like, oh, here's a new scene coming up, and then you're like, let's put in this cool aspect, and I was like, that's super cool, you know, like. I didn't think about, you know, like the ginkgo tree or like...
Yeah, I think originally it was a sakura tree, and I was like, but they're yellow dragon.
I know.
Sometimes I would throw stuff into the thumbs, and then the artists make it just amazing.
It was a group effort. So it usually went like, and this is how kind of how it goes now, but like I write a script every single Thursday and Friday, send it off to Valerie, or at the time it was Maria.
Yeah.
And then work on the thumbnails, which kind of takes like about a week.
Well, for me, I did them in like a day or two,
Okay.
because you would send it to me on Monday.
Yeah.
The script.
That was when I was still in school.
Yeah, you were really busy at the time, so our schedule was a little different.
Yeah, the schedule was a little different, and also like I'm not a very productive person. Like
you are.
Like
you're just very busy.
I was busy. I was busy drawing like Voltron fan art or something like that, you know?
I think it was also hard at the beginning to write a series, write an episode every
week. I was
week.
just like not in the groove.
We weren't sure where the story was going, so you kind of had to come up with new stuff every single time.
It was a lot of mental labor.
Exactly, yeah.
And then after that, we ship it off to Silka, and then Silka just kind of like knocks it out of the park. And then once we had Lenny into the project as well, Silka would do line art and then like send it off to Lenny, who like colored it and then did the background, and then it gets sent back to Silka, who does touch-ups, makes it look pretty, puts all those like effects and, you know, finishing touches, and then you get the final episode.
Yeah, it was really cool to work with Silka as well, because then we could start concepting together. So I remember even early Scarlett, we would send files back and forth of like what that beautiful dress she wears in the first couple episodes was something that we kind of came up with together. And I would do very rough like paint overs, and then she would do the final version.
Oh yeah, we sent a lot of iterations, and Slugga was very like
just really open about it.
Open. Scarlett's outfit, Maya's outfit,
Maya's
outfit, Kai's design.
Yeah, and Willow. Like I remember, it was like little things. Like I remember adding the little green at Willow's collar and stuff, and just to like push
the earrings.
Yeah, she's great.
The hair. Yeah, she's amazing.
We could talk about like what we learned from it all.
Yeah,
we were little baby, don't know anything then, and I think that actually helped. I think now if I went to create a series, I would be thinking too much about the success of it. And
it's like crazy because like we had no experience, but we were given so much power. I'm surprised we weren't like crippled by the amount of pressure we were under.
I think at point we were, but we made it through. We were crippled in a way that like defeated us.
Yeah. It was one of those things where like we know it's not going to be perfect because obviously like we've never done this before.
Yeah.
You know, this is all trial and error. We're all exploring here. So like even if we get something out and like have a story, it's already pretty good. Like that's kind of the mindset I had going in. And then I remember when we released the first 3 episodes via like the Greenlight Project, that's when the imposter syndrome and like all of the self-doubt,
reading comments and stuff,
reading the comments and then being like, oh my god, like I wrote a story, now it's out, people are reading it. Like how many likes were there? Like the first,
you were the first one out.
Yeah, it was the first story.
It became over like 100,000.
100,000 likes.
Yeah.
So like views, that would have been like in the millions probably.
Yeah. To you, it was also more personal to you.
Yeah. I just felt very naked.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, don't read it. Like just don't.
I think early on, because we were imposter syndrome-y, we were like, oh, we don't even need to make it a full series.
Well, it's fine.
It was good practice. We're good to learn. And
they asked us, they were like, do you want to
make it a full thing? We're like,
full thing?
No, we're good. Yeah.
It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was like one day, it was like David was like, so what about episode 4? I feel like I've become so old.
I mean, you're on episodes like 70 something now.
I just finished 70 something.
That's crazy.
So that's like more than a year, because a year has what, like 52 weeks?
Yeah. And the amount of words is probably like you've written basically like a book at this point.
You process like what you've done. It's just kind of like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I put in like a sound effect. I'm like, yay! Yay!
I mean, times have changed. You're now the in-house art lead.
Oh, I know.
You lead all of the artsy people.
You do.
And it's just wow, like we have come so far and we've grown so much. And like, honestly, I feel very grateful that WEBTOON gave us the opportunity to just grow so much.
I know.
As people and as like people in the workforce.
I don't think I would have ever predicted that the internship would result in
this.
Us making a project.
I mean, I didn't even think I'd get the internship in the first place.
That's why you were in Europe.
Now we have so many crazy titles like Bat Fam, and like, you know, Archie, and it's just like the next thing that we create always has to be like the next like up.
One-upping ourselves. You're calling Spells not a high quality production.
I mean, it's like it is like a older production.
It's like an indie production.
It's like indie in comparison to this.
Let's look at how many people are subscribed to Spells from Hell now.
Oh my god! Don't look. I feel naked.
You have 420.
420, let's go!
420,000 people. Wow. That's actually crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
You have 13 million views.
That is pretty crazy.
But yeah, actually the prologue is still one of my favorites.
One of my favorites. Because we were initially not planning on doing a prologue.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait, I really want to write this.
Yes.
And then I wrote something, and then you got really, really excited, and you're like, can I change it? Yeah, go for it, do whatever you want, and then you just like popped off.
I wanted to, because I feel like the first couple episodes are so lighthearted, but it was like really exciting to do something dramatic. And like wuxia, right? Because that was kind of the roots of what we loved about making the series. And I was like, I want all the arrows to be sticking out of her back. I want it to be so sad.
You made it so good. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw it, I literally teared up. I literally teared up. And that was the time, like whenever, every single time Silva came back with art, I would tear up.
Aww.
Anyways. Thank you so much for being in this video.
I feel all inspired now.
Sometimes you just feel like you're neck deep in like your work these days that you just really don't see, like there's no perspective, right?
Yeah, like we really made something. There was nothing, we made something. I think
Yeah.
you know, the reason we all become artists is
Yeah.
to do that. So
I'm glad you came. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming to my TED Talk. Thanks for
Yeah, you
coming to our
booked me.
TED Talk.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could book you in. Very, very busy
Yes.
booked gal.
Yes. And subscribe to
Yeah.
Swings Art.
Subscribe.
Follow on Instagram.
Follow Maria Roanox on Twitter.
Rachel's coming in like with the cringiest face right now. She's watching us do our plugs, our butt plugs.
Butt plug. First you get gussied up, and then now you're talking about
Gussied up is a legitimate phrase. So Sarah was like, can you come over and film this video about spells from hell? I was like, yeah, I'll get all gussied up. And Sarah was like, why are you saying bad words to me? And I was like, it's not a bad word.
I've literally never heard that word before. Maria got gussied up for this video, so I
Yes.
hope you give it a like and a subscribe, okay? You must.
Do we say bye? How do you end things?
Sure, let's say bye together.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey Maria, what are your thoughts on Spells from Hell?
It's a horrible series. I don't know why anyone reads it.
And there you have it. That's
Is it recording?